Okay, hello everyone. For this episode of Any Given Monday, I'm going to take us in a little bit of a different direction. For the month of May, we are focused on it's Small Business Month, but it's also Mental Health Awareness Month. And what I really want to focus on is the importance of self-care, the importance of supporting a small business owner, but then also the importance of care for oneself mentally and physically. And so that it's a big conversation, but I want to bring to the stage a friend, my sister in golf, and probably the greatest of all time, in my opinion, of female golfers. When I get to play with someone I am inspired by, I'm excited. And so I want you to meet her. So I'm going to bring to the stage Sheenah. And Sheenah really is going to talk a little bit about just her life, her journey, and the overall story of golf. This is my first time bringing her to the stage. So let's add her in and then let's get chatting. Let me move this stage off this thing. I don't know really how to do this, so we're just going to see if we could do it this way. Can you all see? No, we can see. Can you see? Can we see? Can we see? We cannot see. Hold on. Let's try this one.
Oh, I can see you.
See this. We can see me, but we don't see your name. It's all right. It's all good. Let us start. Thank you, Sheenah, for joining us today. Let's get started. So, golf, how did you get started playing? And then tell us about your company.
So I started playing. I was 7 years old. This year made my 31 years this year, actually in September. I started playing in Red Bank, New Jersey, just with my dad on the course, picking up a club, and just had a natural swing because I do believe some kids are just naturally athletic. So I started playing when I was around 7. I started competing at the age 8, 9. And then it just literally took on from there. My dad felt at that time, I just kept playing at the Shady Rest Country Club. And my dad felt that I was a little bit bigger than just keep having tournaments there. He actually quit his job, found that it was a junior. This was before the first T-World. This is before all of those programs. They did have a junior PGA. And I was traveling from there from, I want to say about 9 to like 16.
Okay.
I stopped, picked up other sports, and golf is always that true love that I've always had. That's the only thing without a heartbeat I love the most. And I've always came back to it. It's like when you have a hometown and you keep moving out of state and you just always come back to home. I just always come back to golf. And that's what started the whole Goldish brand too, right? You know, you think no one really knows you. As I got older and I started back playing and creating a brand for myself, and I was like, you know what? I just want to call it Goldish because I'm not there where the world knows me to be that goat, right? But I'm kind of goatish. And then when I started playing, I'm like, people really do know me. So I just stuck with it. And it truly has been a cool saying and phrase because I have children who are all athletes. And even for their friends, it's like goatish is like a funky term for them. So that's how that all started.
I love it. So now, what we're talking about just generally with Any Given Monday is that Any Given Monday, we step into these roles of leadership, into CEO seats. But then you've been playing golf as more than just an athlete. You've been using it for other tools personally. So share with the audience, if you may, or if you want, just part of your journey and the importance of mental health and physical health and how golf is supporting you.
Yeah. So I would just start off by just saying that, you know, I played golf through my adolescent years. So just as frank, through puberty, I played golf, you know, through ups and down trials as a young adult into an adulthood. So just with that alone, golf has been a safe space for me, right? It's that therapeutic thing. We're not thinking about nothing else but the next shot. So it's always been calming and a great space for me. But then as an adult, now I really appreciate it more, and I'm not even competing at that level anymore. So last year, August 23rd, I was diagnosed with triple positive breast cancer. This year, I am cancer-free 3 months on the 21st. And I didn't think that golf would still be playing physically. I didn't think golf would be down the road for me. And I think that hurted me more than just a diagnosis, as silly as it sounds, but that's how much golf means to me. So I just kept having this fear because with breast cancer, I had reconstruction and all those surgeries. And I kept saying, I'm just not going to have my swing again. Because for those who play with me know that I hit pretty hard. So that was a fear of mine. And last weekend was my first time playing. I actually played with you. And I just couldn't believe I did believe it, but I just couldn't believe how natural it definitely came. So again, it was me leaning into my faith of the unknown, right? Because no one knew I didn't play in 18 months. So soon as I picked up the club, I was just one of those things that I just do naturally with golf. And that's just focus on the perfection and not the imperfection. So I always focus on my breathing. So I did just that on the first hole. I took a deep breath in, deep breath out. And I just was like, God got me. He always has. So that's what led me to finish those 9 holes that we played. That was awesome.
And I love that. And I love the deeper message, just taking it one hole at a time, breathing deep. But let's also talk about just finding ways to reclaim your space. Tell us more about just generally leaning into faith and believing what's possible, because I think as entrepreneurs, as athletes, as just people going through something, it's about finding something deeper, bigger than you to really focus on. Talk to us about what's been helping you and what will continue to help you through.
Well, with golf, that unpredictability, it used to create a lot of anxiety for me. I share this with you a lot, that in our area, in our world, in the tri-state, that people who do know me, I'm always looked at, right? It's like, you got to have a perfect shot. And I said this 1,000 times. It's like when I play with more women that look like me, I'm more comfortable. And some people don't think that makes sense, but to me, I'm more comfortable because I'm always watching, I got to be perfect. They know this pro, this Black female. It's like, I cannot have a bad shot. But that used to create a lot of anxiety. But over time, I just learned to trust my preparation and embrace what I could not control. Right. And, it just mirrored life in so many ways for me, stepping into each shot without knowing the outcome, but still swinging my club. That takes time. And for me, it just came so easy because with this journey I just started on and now finishing, life is too short. Who cares? Who cares, right? So golf helped me face the unknown with faith, just reminding me that growth happens when I stop, what I can't see.
Yeah.
Lean into my faith. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a powerful message for anyone listening, because it doesn't define what our current situation is, doesn't define what our destination is. And what I also wanted to kind of emphasize for people that are telling themselves a story of why they can't start, or why they can't do it, or why they can't show up. And I think your story is a testament that we could do whatever we believe. We just have to give ourselves the grace to just try it and just see where it leads. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about, so I hear, and I shared it on social, but I feel like you need to say it. You've also taken up the mantle to start sharing lessons again. And this is kind of a big deal because as many people know, anybody can go hire some man pro, no offense to the men, but can just hire someone that doesn't know their personal journey of what it means to be a woman on the golf course. And anyone can go to a golf club and just pick a pro and say, do these things. But there's something different about you saying yes to serve and share your gift of golf with women and others, even as you are healing. So tell us more about your decision to kind of take this back on.
Successful golf does not happen overnight, right? It just don't happen overnight. And I've been seeing it. Well, before I even say that, it have always been a passion of mine to just teach women and children, right? Because that's so rare. It's like a unicorn in our golf world. But most recently, since I was home, I was down, but I wasn't out, right? But since I was home down, I'm scrolling on social media and I see all of these golf groups. And yes, it did something to my heart because you still want to do something. You still put your footprint down. You want to do something. But the idea of women saying, I'm going to make all of these deals on the course. it's not necessarily wrong, but deals get made by appointment. That's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know how it is playing with men. You got to learn how to play. Like
Yeah.
you have to learn how to play. And you can't just be, borderline playing, because 9 times out of 10, that average millionaire who, and I say average because now millionaire is like $20, but the average millionaire who is playing on a course, he hasn't played in either months, or he just got out the house, or he just got a meeting. He's trying to clear his head because that's a therapeutic that they're looking for, right? They don't want to play with an average player, or they're not talking to you. So you got to learn how to play, right? So I said to myself, and I did this a while ago, right after COVID, start teaching women how to play in groups. I think women learn better in a group setting because golf is just so awkward, right? When you're doing one-to-one. So I said to myself, I'll do it at a decent rate, because not only do you need to know how to play, right? You need to know that golf is pretty expensive, right?
Yeah.
So golf is pretty expensive. So now I'm doing this special throughout the summer, only on Saturdays and Sundays. The times is from 10, then I have a slot open at 1, and then I have another slot open at 3. And that's going to run from May to August, where I'm teaching. You have to be in a group of 5 or more women, and I'm going to teach you everything from the driving range, and then you can have another package where you just want to do chip and putt. But again, golf success is not overnight, right? The idea is that you stay in it.
No.
But my program, I'm not just out there at the driving range just teaching you how to hold a club and just swing it at your own will. No, I have devices, right? I have the technology. I really want to teach any female the real way of playing golf in layman's terms, right? Because I can tell you all these words, you don't know what that stuff means. But in layman's terms, just so you can know if golf is a thing for you or not, right?
Yeah.
Because how often do you run across women who want to look really cute on this course, but can't complete 9 holes? Because 9 holes is 2.5 hours, or sometimes 3, right? So I just want to teach that before we want to make these deals, right? I don't want you to look crazy, sis. I want to talk about it. I want you to know the lingo. Ask me a question, right? What is a birdie? Ask me that, right? Because
first of all, I let's just talk that everything's available on your device. Google, everyone talks to Chat GPT. You've got the questions, you see the words, you watch the shows, ask it. I'm a huge believer in leveraging information to learn. But one of the things that I also wanted to kind of lean into is, there's a conversation kind of happening about why do you want to start? And even with the work that I do around coaching and team building, it's always about the why. Why do you want your organization to perform better? Why do you want to do team building activities? Is it because there's already a problem, or is there something you want to solve? And in your case, why do you want to even start learning this game? Is it because you want access to deal making opportunities? Well, let's talk about that, because even if you learn the game, my conversation is, well, what's your mindset around it? Do you even believe the things that you're holding this club and you stand over and you doubt yourself the entire conversation? Or you come in there with a certain level of insecurity or a certain level of arrogance that's not warranted. But when you are building the confidence like you are with knowing the game, then it makes it easier to have conversations like I do with the coaching about how do you want to show up? How do you want to present yourself? What is your attire? Because you're being judged from the way you hold the club down to what you put on your body. So just having that whole conversation. But I want to pause and get back to something. You mentioned being able to give back and teaching the women and the kids. What does success look like for the women and the kids when you're working with them? Like, what makes you feel good in those moments?
Oh man, first of all, when I train children, let's start with the children. Off the bat, you probably seen 1,000 times, say they have a nice swing. It comes naturally. Those are the kids I really focus in. And then I also just teach them beyond golf, right? Specifically kids I'm talking about. So I can say, it'll be kids that say, this ain't my thing. They'll throw the club down. Do you like money? They'll say, yeah. Well, let me teach you about caddying. Because what people don't realize, that caddying percentage is 1 to 5. And if you are Tiger Woods caddy and his purse is $5 million or heavier, that math be mathing, right? So I like to teach kids who don't think they necessarily have it, teach them beyond golf. with caddying, course management. Like, don't let go of, because we know how much this industry is and its worth. So don't let go of, just because they can't swing and pick up a club, but they don't get golf. Just don't let go of what else is beyond that. Now, more.
Can we pause there? Because when we played last week, you had a young man that you were teaching to caddy.
Yes.
And I thought that was such a powerful moment because he got to experience all of us playing. He got to witness us. We were in the group ahead. And then he got to experience the people in your foursome. I didn't even talk about this. Talk about the caddy program that you're working on and the work that you're doing to introduce young children to the game in this way.
Yeah, so they used to have one years ago, and at the time we just could not get kids into it because they either wanted to play golf or they just wanted another summer activity. So recently, a soror, she reached out to me and said, my son doesn't want to play. He just wants to caddy. And I'm like, how rare is that? So I got really, really excited. I made some phone calls and seeing if the caddy program was there. They said no. So I said, okay, that's fine. We'll start our own. So a couple of us as board members are building up some scholarship, creating our own program through the Shady Rest Youth Golfers. And he is our poster child. We're just going to get him right. He's a freshman in high school. So we're just going to get him right. And hopefully he stays in our program in order to obtain a scholarship to caddy. What's the ideal age to start caddying? I would say that 8th grade summer going into 9th. Because one, now you have created an attention span, right? So that age first. And I think once you in that sophomore, junior year, the schools in general already have you focus on applying for colleges, seeing colleges. So you already lost us. We already lost them because they're focused on something else. But that summer going into high school, I think that's the perfect age. And as long as they stay in the program for their whole years in high school, then they'll obtain a scholarship. I love that. So it sounds like you might be recruiting some students because we're going into the summer. I hope so. He has definitely spread the word. He had an awesome time, right? It was so funny because his mother was like, well, how much do it cost? I'm like, he's going to get money. And he sure did. Because, when you get a caddy, yes. The foursome has to hook him up. So he's the one that gained, not us, right? But what's really cool? Because you and I play so often that we forget like these little things so he said to me, he said, oh, well, do I move your debris out the way? And I'm like, we so used to like kicking a rock out the way. Like this little things that he was so attentive to. And I'm like, I believe he's really going to stick in the program. I think he's going to do good. I'm excited for him. And I'm excited for you for the recruitment. So for anyone listening, if you are in that Scotch Plains area, reach out to Sheenah as well if you have a child in 8th or 9th grade that might want to caddy this summer. I mean, I'll take a caddy. I tip well. I think we'll be okay. I'm playing every first Saturday as well with you all. And the goal is to kind of get more kids into the game by any means possible. So we're actually on an 18-minute leadership segment, and we're at 18 minutes. But before we get off the line, I want to say, like, the best leaders, they don't do it alone. They have accountability partners, they have mentors, they have peers, and they have a community to help keep them. Before you go, let us know, what does your leadership circle look like? Is it golf? Like, tell us what your leadership circle looks like and what people should take away as they build their own. Oh my God, that's such a deep question. I don't even know we have enough time. So my leadership style, I won't talk professionally because that's so different from what I do. But my leadership style, just running a golf club, is, do as I do. And it's always been like that. And I think that recently with my new diagnosis that I had in August and coming back, I felt like, people like check me out, like, cross me out. Like, we didn't know you were coming back. We didn't know. But, resetting, you said it best, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, such a reflection. Resetting doesn't slow success. You said that. I just read that from you. It fuels it, right? And I think pausing to reset isn't a setback, it's a strategy. So coming back in this leadership role, it just allowed me to have clarity, alignment, and renew my focus, which often leads to like stronger, more sustainable progress. And that's exactly what I did. So success isn't just, about speed. It's about intention and endurance. And I came back blazing, wheels up. So that's my leadership style. Just do as I do.
That's your style, but what's in your circle? Like who are you leaning on for leadership, and who are you giving back to?
My family, I have it everywhere. That God, family, golf, in that order.
I feel like that's it. And the saying, I had put it in a quote, but I realized I didn't actually even say it. Resetting doesn't slow success. It fuels it. And I think that your circle is God, family, and golf.
God, family, golf, in that order.
All right. Well, that's it for Any Given Monday. And then we will end the recording there.